Hello and welcome to another week of Building Morak. Last time we were working on this little skiff, and this week we're going to be doing the same thing, except working just behind it, hopefully creating two more, and also hopefully creating all of my little pirate minifigures to go on top of the mock, because my plan is to have quite a lot of them in the end. So let's start designing some skiffs, shall we? Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say for this week. Let's get into the intro. Okay, so my two skiffs are now finished. You can see on the bottom here, these are the stilts that are holding them up for the time being. I'm not going to do a step-by-step build like I did on the last one, just because I don't want this to get too repetitive. So I'm just going to showcase each of them individually and show each of my favourite parts about each of them. And then I'll put them on the mock at the end. Let's do it. So here is the first of our two new skiffs joining the mock. This one I've gone for a sand green and light bluish grey combination, just because I think it works quite well. This one, the design of which, it was mainly started off me having these pieces here, these stickered pieces, which were on both sides. I believe they came from a Millennium Falcon. I'm not sure which one, but they're just being used here because I think they look good. You can see next to it's another just sticker, don't know what set that's from. I just like using random stickers and things like this just to make it look a bit more worn down and a little bit more mechanical. Speaking of mechanical, we've got these back engines here using some interesting little dome pieces and just tons of pieces to try and make it look technical. I always love using these welding torch pieces as they look really good for wires. So you got tons of pieces going down under there. I think this looks a little bit too squared off in the bottom here. So I'm not totally happy with that, so I'm going to try and think of something in order to switch that out. And you can see we've got a similar design to this side. I do want another one of these kind of like tooth pieces over here on this side, but I just need to get that from Bricklink because I was only able to find one. Same design for the accelerator stick, just trying to make these look somewhat similar. So that's kind of the thing I've gone for, as a minifigure can hold on to that quite nicely. And it's obviously connected in the bottom the same way to go down. This will obviously go into the mechanism. As we move down, you can see I've done something a little bit different with this one, as I've given it kind of like two layers of height, being this main bottom layer and this top layer, just so I was able to use these nice corner pieces, as I think that gives it a nice shape to the top there. And we've also got another one of these bars. I think the bars for both of these are a little bit more ragtag than they were on the main skiff, just because I quite like the look of it, because it gives it more detail and more greebling, because I'm a big fan of that. And we've got a ton of grills going down, obviously with sand green underneath to give that some nice colour. My favourite part of this skiff, I'm probably going to say, is the actual front section. I really love how this whole module came together. So you can see from underneath I've got a shield coming up, and then I've also got a shield coming on top to kind of give it this point to the centre, where I'm connecting it to a handlebar piece. And down each side of that has got these kind of like claws, just to give it some nice shaping around each of those sides. And then each of them is leading onto this, which is going to be my front section for this. Now, I wasn't sure what this piece actually was when I first saw it, but I believe it's actually a minifigure weapon piece from Chima. But I just thought it was a really cool and interesting looking piece. You can see there the Lego logo is there. They are real pieces. So yeah, I just thought they are a bit of a pain to like pose correctly, because they do keep falling off, because like that's all I've got to attach it to. So, but yeah, I think overall this is a really cool little skiff. So let's move on to the other one. This I'm probably going to say is my least favourite of the three I designed. Not that it looks particularly bad, I actually quite like it a lot in this angle, but I don't know, something about it just doesn't really hit me like the others. I think it might just be because it's too long. It's definitely the longest of the three I've designed, but yeah, that's just how it is. So I've gone for a light bluish grey and dark orange colour scheme, although I've mixed in quite a lot more dark bluish grey as well. So yeah, let's put this all together and show you each of the individual parts. As I mentioned before, it is quite a long thing, you can see there, again with the dark orange underneath the grill plates. I've moved the orientation of the grill plates as well, so they're going lengthways rather than horizontally, which I think is just another interesting look. Okay, let's stay a bit more careful with that. You can see, obviously, I've got more stickers on the side. There's a sticker on that, like, different engine there. Sticker down there just to make it look worn again. Sticker here, pull it around, sticker on the front. Down the side, stickers galore. And yeah, I'm a big fan of them. I really like this 2x4 sticker here. I think that has a ton of detail. Big fan of that one. You can see, obviously, I've got a big engine going off to the side. I really wanted to have one of these pieces in here because I think that's just a really interesting looking part. So I've got that, and just a big old engine at the back there. Big fan of that. Another just interesting piece of detail, I've just got this kind of like ladder piece on the side just to give it some more armoring. And then another thing I did was put these two silver lance pieces on top of here, almost as some kind of side railing, just because these skiffs really need them by the amount of people that fall off. On the front, we've got two more stickers on top of these, leading to these. I want my front prong type things to be different in all three of the skiffs, and I think I've done that quite nicely. This one, I'm not sure where this piece is from. I think I just got it in a bulk lot, but they are Lego officially. They've got clips just under here. So that is how they're held in there. So I think that's a really cool look. Makes it look really sharp and dangerous in my opinion. Got a nice long chain hanging down the side here. Again, just for more detail to make it look a bit more ragtag and thrown together and worn down. And then this is going to be the tallest of the 3 bars as well, just making it look, I've no idea what these bars do, but they're just on all the skiffs, so I had to put them in somewhere. And again, with that same accelerator function. I said my favourite about the sand green one was the front. Well, my favourite about this one is absolutely the back. I don't know what it is. It is quite simple, but I really just love this small backside piece, this engine. I just really like the shaping of it. I think it's really cool with this main central engine in the front with these 2 gun pieces holding off different pieces just to make an interesting looking shape. Big fan of how that looks, and I think, yeah, I think it really rounds this off nicely to make 2 more little skiffs to add to the collection. And here's my 2 skiffs together, but I can't help think there's one thing that's missing, and that's the people that are on them. And for all our skiffs, we actually need pirates to go on them. Hence, I've knocked up a couple here for you. The actual pirate design that was seen in the episode is a species that Lego has not made before, at least to my knowledge. If you know different, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I don't recognize this species, so I just took a bunch of different pirate minifigures, threw them all together, and just went with that, to try to make different custom ones. You'll notice for a lot of them, I used the same headpiece, that being this one here. This is the headpiece of a minifigure called Pow. He was from Rogue One, and I just think that this here, if you'll focus please, is my single favorite face print out of any Lego minifigure. I just think it looks really, really funny. So you can see I've used that a couple of times, but I'll have some on his alternate head just looking normal. So you can see I think I've got 14 pirates here, which means that 2 will have 5 and 1 will have 4 minifigures on it, which I think is fair enough to not completely overdo it, but I might change it to seeing if one needs more or less, because I can always knock together a couple more. You can see that some will have spears and some will have, where are they? You can see some will have thermal detonators as well, just to try and mix it up. Yeah, because spears are a lot cheaper to get hold of than thermal detonators, so that's why I'm doing that. But they also did have spears in the episode, so that's fine. So let's load them onto the skiffs, and then we can end out the episode. Okay, so our skiffs are loaded up, full of the minifigures. The mock's finally taking shape. So let's kick off the battery box and see what it looks like when all 3 of these things are moving. Now, if you're familiar with the Morak series, you may be aware that I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to technic. And basically every function that I've tried in this series so far, at least once, has massively failed. So take a guess in the comments if you believe that this one is going to go particularly well. My hopes aren't high, but let's see how we go. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Well, that's not great. Okay. Well, that didn't go particularly to plan, but I think those are at the bottom were just a little bit loose. So I've strapped them down tight again, and now we can actually push this forward and try and get things moving. So you could go for take 2 in 3, 2, 1. Nope. Nope. Okay. These things have come off again, so I think I may need to tighten those down. Okay, so we set these up for a third time. You can see I've heavily supported these, put crossbars over them, so hopefully they do not move out of place with the main plate. And now hopefully these things should all move. Let's give it a go in 3, 2, 1. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Right. So my skiffs on in the middle and the back right are fine, but this one in the front is I think the driver of this one may have had a couple of drinks before we started. Oh no. Right. Let's stop this before it goes any further, because you can see it's starting to break apart the other skiffs. Okay, so you could see that we had a slight issue there with this skiff and staying straight. Now, I'm not sure if it's something to do with the way I've connected it underneath that causes it to do that, because I can just move it around like that and it's flat again. I don't know if I can... Yeah, I can spin this one as well and make it look off kilter. So maybe it's to do with the direction these are going down here. But yeah, I'm not going to focus on that because, as I've been told many times, multiple technic episodes after technic episodes are not super fun to watch. So I'm going to try and work on that off camera and then show you by next episode it working beautifully. But in the meantime, that'll do it for this week's episode of Building Morak. As I said before, it's a little bit repetitive to last episode, but we do have all 3 of our skiffs now done. So thank you very much for watching this week's update. If you liked it, like the video. That's what the like button's there for. Comment which 3 of these skiffs are your favourite. I think for me it's still that original one, although I do like the sand green one as well. And subscribe if you're new so you do not miss next week's update. And hopefully, also leave a comment if you can think of a way to fix this. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And goodbye.